Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 2016. We're back in 2016, where the whole Keemstar did this, Keemstar did that, drama's happening, and it's
so weird. Leafy's back. Grade A Under A's back.
wait, Grade A Under A's back?
Yeah, he made a new video.
What? I didn't even know that.
And
Wow.
it's so funny because his videos about antidepressants. One of the big controversies between Keem and H3 is about Etika, and like it seems like YouTubers have a huge problem with mental health.
Oh God, I know. Like, it's such, I don't know. Like, I feel like everyone's opinion is just stupid right now. I don't know. I just see so many different bad opinions on Twitter, but I mean, it's just the situation. Because I made a tweet about it earlier. Because I'm leaning toward the Ethan side. I mean, for obvious reasons. But the one I'll just mention the things that people are going after Ethan for. Because there is a giant train of Ethan hate boners. Like, there's a big old community of Ethan hate boners. Like me, I don't really know about anything that he's done. I know he's done things. Like I always see it like every other week. There's always some controversy that people are just saying, oh, Ethan's not funny anymore. Ethan bad. Ethan said something that isn't funny and I don't like him anymore, kind of thing. So basically the only two main things that are critiques of his video are that G Fuel. Well, G Fuel didn't actually pull out. Keemstar pulled out of G Fuel, and
that's what he says. We don't know. But.
Yeah, that's what he says. And then because that whole thing, people are just thinking that it's gonna cause another adpocalypse, which is just bullshit. And then the next thing is Etika's death, because in Ethan's video he had a little implication that said Keemstar caused his death. Which I don't think that's what he was necessarily going for. Because basically the quote that Keemstar said was he basically said that told him to jump off a cliff.
During their interview, yeah, he was like, oh, why don't you just jump off a cliff or something? I forget.
But the full context of it was that they were talking about how everything's a simulation, and then regardless if Keemstar meant it in a good light, that is literally the worst possible thing you could say to anyone who's having mental issues.
And I love one of his defenses. So obviously we're talking about the H3 video that was made on Keemstar, and then Keemstar just made a response to him. And one of Keemstar's big rebuttals of the H3 video is that nobody knew whether or not whether or not Etika was crazy. Or if he was just doing it for publicity. But the thing is, Keem is just an asshole. He never errs on the side of caution. If someone might be mentally ill and they're putting all this stuff out there about killing themselves, you always err on the side of caution. Never take the chance. But Keemstar, being the idiot that he is, he's like prodding and poking at him and saying all this shit. And during that interview with Etika, you can see Etika's fighting back, and he's like he's obviously not well.
Yeah.
At least it seems that way to me.
It's so, I don't know. I feel like I know people are saying it's hard to tell if someone's actually has mental issues, but I feel like in Etika's situation, it's pretty simple to figure that out. Like it's not hard to tell whether it's a publicity stunt or if he's in a manic state or something like that. But the context of that Keemstar quote was that they were talking about the simulation and he basically was trying to say that it's bad to think that we live in a simulation and that nothing matters because it could push you to kill yourself. But instead of saying like, hey, don't think like that, like thinking like that's bad and unhealthy, he went the route of, why don't you just jump off a cliff then, since you believe that? Why don't you just go like, that's just the dumbest possible thing you could say. And sure, I've seen the billions of tweets that people have sent me that no one in Etika's family blames Keemstar, but that doesn't matter. That's just a disgusting thing to say. And if you defend that in any way, then you're just a person. You don't tell someone who's going through a manic state, who is severely suicidal and depressed, just jump off a cliff then. If you think like that, well, just do it. You don't do that.
Yeah, Keemstar has a really bad track record when it comes to being sensitive to other people. The Total Biscuit situation, for example, you know, he had cancer. And unfortunately, he passed away from it. And Keemstar said, "Oh, I can't wait to report your death." Like, come on, man. That's so shitty. Especially, like, even if he did win his fight against cancer, why the would you say something like that? He's the most selfish guy on YouTube. He's a man-child. I've never liked him. He sucks. And I think that H3's video, compiling all this bad shit that he's done, I mean, yeah, it is painting a picture that he's terrible, but he is terrible. He's always been terrible. I mean, normally I would say, yeah, you're bringing up things that happened in the past and people can change. But Keemstar hasn't changed. He's been the same way since 2016, since I've known him.
Yeah, because I was going to say he only backpedals and he only shows sympathy when he's completely screwed. Like when the situation just completely screws him over and he just is exposed for something really big. That is the only time he backpedals and tries to say that he actually cared the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, it's so stupid. Like, anytime something bad happens after he says awful things to someone, then he's like, well, it was just an act. I was just, playing a bad guy. I'm not really a bad person. I actually, we were great friends. We were great buds the whole time. Like, that's the only time you actually publicly and rightfully do something nice or, like, say, I don't know. It's just crazy that he can be that awful and selfish the whole time. I mean, and also the many clips of him saying that mental illness is just a joke and you're just weak.
Well, unbelievable. He's so stupid and he's so insensitive.
And it's funny because in his new video, he says that he's changed and he doesn't believe that anymore. But I personally don't think that's the case. I really don't. I feel like the only reason he's saying that is just so he can make himself look better.
Yeah, trying to save face a little bit. Keemstar did say something in his video about how it was wrong of Ethan to weaponize Etika's death against him, which I do agree with that. But I think adding the context in, like how Keemstar replied to Etika, I think Ethan should have added the other stuff that Keem said to Etika, like the positive stuff too, just so it didn't look like he was just trying to hurt Keem, just to be fair. But
and also it would have just shut up everyone else that was trying to make like a counterpoint to that, because like if he just because I don't think that saves him at all. I don't think that saves him saying that he was trying here and there, because the only reason he was trying here and there was because he was worried that his reputation would be screwed over.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
That's the only reason he was trying to, sprinkle in a little bit of, oh, maybe I should be concerned about him. Maybe he is. I don't know. It just seems like he's just trying to save himself in that situation. Mm-hmm. It doesn't seem like he actually cares.
I do think it's very strange that Keemstar uses this message that he got from Etika's mother to defend himself. That's a personal thing that she did. She like sent that to him in private, and it was like, I don't know, like felt like a heartfelt message. And I think she was, she was mourning at this time, and she doesn't want anyone else to feel bad. So obviously she's gonna go out of her way and say something like this to someone.
I don't think, obviously, I 100% agree that Keemstar obviously did not cause his death. We're not saying that at all.
Yeah, that's silly.
And I genuinely don't think Ethan was trying to say that, but he probably let on the implication a little bit too hard there. Mm-hmm. I think he went a little bit too hard after hearing that. But he definitely didn't. But the whole point is people are defending him saying that. It's like, no. You can't defend him saying something that awful to someone like who's in a very bad state. You can't do that.
And what's even funnier is that H3 has come out and told everyone, remember he made a video about how he was depressed? In the DMs that Ethan leaked in his video, it's at 40 minutes and 43 seconds. Keemstar says, "Bro, I'm honestly starting to think you have mental issues. Want to grab a number for you to call from Etika Costel?" He keeps like poking and prodding these people who like might have,
are saying that they're depressed. Yeah, who might have depression.
Yeah, it's very strange.
So he's basically any person who ever claims that they are mentally depressed, he thinks that it's always a lie.
Or he thinks they're weak. Remember, it's a weakness.
It's a weakness. Yeah, it's a mental weakness. I remember the clip said like, it's a mental weakness. You just need to work harder.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's like those people who say, "Oh, you're depressed? Well, just work out. You know, get up and do stuff." It's like, you know that depression is the thing that's preventing me from doing that, right?
Yeah.
And then I guess we could talk about the really big thing that everyone's freaking out about is the G Fuel thing. The reason that it's a giant deal, I mean, I now realize why so many people were saying it is because it was at the end of Keemstar's video. I was kind of confused why this whole narrative, where this narrative came to be, that people are freaking out that it's going to become a norm for YouTubers to attack other YouTubers to get their sponsors taken away, which I'm just going to say right now, if in the future, if this is just our future and it does happen, you can, you know, call me stupid. I'll take everything I say back, but that's just straight bullshit. It's not going to happen because this happens all the time. Like in the beauty community and other like just YouTubers in general, like when they make exposed videos on other people, they lose loads of sponsors. And that's because like they see stuff that people, you know, when they find out that people are awful and they have their brand name with that person, the company's not going to be happy with having that.
I think what people are really mad about is Ethan mentioned the sponsor in the video and he was like, I can't believe that they sponsored them. This is almost telling his fans to go out there and yell at G Fuel for giving Keemstar money because he's a terrible guy. And if he didn't do this, then the amount of people that would go to G Fuel would be drastically reduced. So
I mean, I guess that's true, but I think that even if he didn't mention G Fuel, he probably would have issues with the sponsors, unless his sponsors just don't give a shit. I don't know. But
I feel like most sponsors don't watch the YouTube content that they're sponsoring. They just want money. Once they get a bunch of people yelling at them to not sponsor someone, that's when they take action. You know, then they have a PR issue at that point. So yeah, I can see how going after someone's sponsor is definitely a shady thing to do, unless obviously that person's like a pedophile or something. Like
I agree. Like him mentioning it probably caused a lot of people to go over there and do it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I call it an honest mistake. And obviously, Ethan hate bandwagoners will just say that was his goal. That's what he wanted all along. He just wanted to go for his wallet.
I mean, he did want to go for his wallet. You want proof here? This is kind of fucked up. This is where I think Ethan was kind of being a little bit of a scumbag. I mean, holy shit.
If you have evidence of him actually wanting to go for his wallet, then I might change my mind. But
yeah,
from what I've seen just on the video, I don't believe it.
Here, check this out. Colossal's Crazy posted something on Twitter from H3 subreddit, and it's really, really fucked up. Like, these people are really trying to go after Keemstar's money.
It worked with G Fuel, so it'll probably work with Spotify. Everyone's oh yeah, I saw this.
It's fucked up, right?
Yeah. The thing is, though, still don't think Ethan specifically wanted to go for his wallet. I feel like it's just his fan base at this point.
Was it Ethan that posted this on his subreddit, or was this some random person? I don't know.
This is a random person.
But yeah,
it's just his fan base.
Yeah, his fan base is doing it. But this is proof, right? That if you do mention it in the video, you will weaponize your fans against someone to go after their wallet, and that's fucked up. Especially on
I feel like that's just him being like not safe about what he says in his videos, you know?
And I think Ethan should go to a subreddit and take this down, like this post. Like, he should go there and make sure these people aren't doing this. It's fucked up, you know? Like, this is petty YouTube drama. I don't think it's not enough to go out, like, to really try and hurt someone financially over it, in my opinion.
But my whole thing is people were saying that was his goal all along with the video, and that I don't see that at all. Because when I made a tweet about it earlier, and that was the main critique of me saying that Ethan wasn't trying to go for his wallet is everyone was saying yes he was. Like that was his whole intention with this video. So only reason he made it is so he can lose his sponsors. And now they're saying since this happened, they're going to normalize this idea, and all these YouTubers are going to make videos on other YouTubers and like that.
Yeah.
And take their sponsors away. And then even Tommy C told me, well, don't cry when your sponsors get taken away. And I'm like, well, I didn't do stuff that Keem did to warrant my sponsors to get taken away. So I don't know what I need to worry about or what any YouTuber needs to worry about unless they've done shitty things.
And it's not just done shitty things. It's done shitty things repeatedly over a long period of time.
Yeah, like Keemstar is one of a fucking kind. Like you have to be special to be this kind of an asshole. Like it's crazy the shit he's done. So to say that this is going to happen to everybody is nothing's going to change on YouTube. Like like people lose sponsors from exposed videos. Like that's a normal thing that happens. This is just a really big thing.
Yeah.
And people are making it out to be like this was the goal all along. It's like, no, it's just a side product of him mentioning G Fuel, which, in hindsight, looking at it, he probably shouldn't have mentioned it.
Yeah. I do think that he probably doesn't care, Ethan. He probably wants Keemstar to lose money.
I feel like he should do damage control, though, and stop it. But, it definitely wasn't his main goal.
It does set a really bad precedent, though. Like, when you don't like someone, make sure that you go after their wallet. That's kind of up. In the video, when he mentioned the guy that he called out as a who wasn't actually and then a year later, Keemstar made, like, a video on Twitter or something, and he's like, I swear to God, if you don't shut up about this.
Yeah.
It's so toxic. He's like the most toxic YouTuber I've ever known.
And then the whole situation with the old man who he accuses of file, and then he literally told the old man to go himself.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Yeah. Another thing that Keemstar brought up in his video was the hypocrisy, the Fousey hypocrisy, I guess, where apparently Ethan, during his podcast, I mean, granted, he has said a bunch of dumb shit during his podcast. But apparently he was like making fun of FouseyTube. But I think he was making very light jabs at Fousey.
They were not bad. Like, it's not like he told him to kill himself.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like it's like, wow, this guy's, what is wrong with him? Like, I don't know. I really don't see what he did as harmful.
Comparatively to Keemstar, if you were to compare them, obviously Keemstar is far more toxic, at least in my opinion.
And he's far more ruthless. Like, he keeps going.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm sure Ethan's made his jabs here and there, but Keemstar goes hard.
Oh, and Keemstar is like trying to find every little bit he can against Ethan. It's so funny. Like, he mentioned the clothing insult on Twitter. Like, Ethan was poking fun at Keemstar's clothes in a tweet.
Yeah,
that's petty and stupid and like childish. But then like that's hardly anything to go against Ethan for.
Yeah, I love how he brought that up in his video. I was like, what does that have to do with anything? I was like, are you that sensitive about your space sweatshirt? Like, I don't get it. What was the point of bringing that up?
Apparently he's deleting comments on his video, Keemstar. Like, there's a bunch of comments on there.
I think that's just YouTube.
Yeah, probably.
I get comments deleted automatically on YouTube all the time. People are like, what the bro?
Yeah.
You got something to hide, bro?
Well, apparently people are saying in his comment section that, like, why didn't he mention the Fousey thing? But he's going to make a part 2. So he's brutal to so many people that have mental issues. Like, FouseyTube. Like, if Fousey ended up killing himself, this would backfire on Keem too. So it's,
I don't know, it sucks because like Ethan made 2 mistakes. So basically his video is going to be like everything else he says is just not going to matter because he made a couple mistakes. Which is how YouTube works. If you make an exposed video and you make one mistake, they will ride that till the end of time and you'll never win.
people are saying like, oh, Ethan said like maybe one thing new out of the 46 minutes in that video, which I think he did regurgitate a lot of that everybody already knew about Keemstar.
Yeah, I skipped through it a couple times because I was like, yeah, we know this. We know this.
It definitely did drive the point home, Keemstar's an asshole. I mean, most people already know that, but...
I think at the end of the day, it's Keemstar's an asshole. He always will be. He's done terrible things. Ethan's video was right, and nothing's going to change.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, it's going to be Keemstar doing Drama Alert. Everybody's going to go back to their regular... Well, I'd say a week because he's going to make another video. But yeah, he's not going to go away. Nothing's going to change. He's going to get some more views. Maybe Ethan, maybe... Keemstar will both lose a couple subscribers. They'll get it back within the next week, and then won't talk about it anymore.
I did think in Ethan's video he like repeated parts a little bit too much. Like
it felt long-winded.
Yeah, he would loop something that Keemstar said over and over and over. It's like, yeah, we get it, dude. Come on. Yeah. Now. But I did like the editing in the beginning with like the jungle thing, the snake. I thought
it was very old H3H3.
Yeah, it also did kind of feel like a ripoff of iDubbbz's video.
Cop?
Yeah,
That's little bit. Why I called it content new, because probably just he's spoofing off of it.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably like supposed to be like a part 2 type deal, even though he mentioned a lot of the same stuff. But I do think it's so funny how Keemstar swatted someone or got someone swat. He didn't swat someone directly, but he
he got someone to swat him.
Well, he got someone to swat someone random, but
the situation with that is Smile for YouTube is his name or something like that.
Yeah.
He's apparently an asshole who swats a bunch of people.
Yeah.
But I don't think the solution to that is... I honestly feel like Ethan should have added that context in there.
He definitely should have, yeah.
Yeah. Because that's what I don't get. It's like, even if he added context, he would still look like an asshole, which is why I don't get why he didn't add context, because it would just prove his point that much more.
Yeah, and...
It would make it that much more, like, impactful if he even, like, if he basically said everything that Keemstar would come back with in his own video, then he would win. But he just glossed over it, which I think is just, I don't know, stupid of him to do.
Yeah, he definitely should have included all the context to all the stuff that he's making fun of Keem for, because, people are already mad at Ethan for numerous things from the past, so... Like, if he's going to make an exposed video on someone, he's really got to go hard with the research. Yeah, he's got to be
airtight with that.
Yeah. I think it's so funny, like, when Keemstar made that video on Etika, he put that meme there that said, oh, shit, here we go again. There's Etika going to the hospital for the insane. Like, it's so insensitive. It's insane. He's like, I could go on for, like, a fucking year about how big of a this guy is. I mean, you and I had dealt with it firsthand in Hot Wet Soup, remember?
Oh, yeah.
God.
And then I've dealt with him firsthand on Twitter, where he called me a bad father because I make money on YouTube.
Yeah. I
remember that.
He's a great guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Coming from the same person who makes money on YouTube and supports his children with that money on YouTube. Oh, boy, what a guy.
Well, it'd be interesting to see Keemstar's part 2 response.
Not really. I don't care. Like, the thing is he's going to add context to everything, and people, like the sheep who hate Ethan will obviously go at him, and we'll go at Ethan, and then it'll be probably like a 70-30 situation. Like 70 on Ethan's side, 30 on Keemstar's side.
Remember when Keemstar in his response was like, Etika is a huge Drama Alert fan.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was hilarious.
Like, oh, was he now?
That's just such a, I don't know. He just shouldn't have said fan. He should have said Etika likes Drama Alert or something like that. But no, he's a huge Drama Alert fan. I
love how he put the part in where, like, Etika made that video right before he committed suicide and posted on YouTube, and then Keemstar put a part of that video in his response when he's like, Keemstar, you're my N-word or whatever. And
oh yeah,
and I think he put that part in because they had beef, and when you're suicidal and you're about to kill yourself, you want to mend all that stuff before you go. It's just what people do, Like,
Yeah.
So I don't see that as very surprising.
Yeah, he's just forgiving him. Like,
yeah. I think it's weird that Keemstar was using that stuff, all the Etika stuff, to defend himself. I think
yeah,
it was...
it felt weird.
Yeah, and I think...
It made me feel uncomfortable that he was... It's like, guys, look, he didn't kill himself because of me. I'm a good... I don't know. It just felt so... Made me feel uncomfortable watching all of it.
It was uncomfortable from both ends. Like, I think it was weird for Ethan to use it against Keem.
Honestly, if he left Etika out in general, if he left Etiquette out and if he left G Fuel out, it probably would have been a top-notch, like, video.
Then again, he did repeat a lot of stuff, but
well, yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, his points would have been...
I would have been okay with him leaving the Etika stuff in, as long as he added the full context. Like, he was like, yeah, Keemstar did say some nice stuff in the past. You know, like, he should have said, he should have covered everything instead of be like, oh, Keemstar was an asshole a couple of times. But
yeah, he should have put that in there and just said, like, but that doesn't change anything. Like, he's still an ass.
The message should have been, you know, always err on the side of caution, and Keemstar is too insensitive and too selfish to do that. So, but I definitely think he should have, you know, put it down in layman's terms. He did not cause Etika's death. Like,
yep.
he was definitely not the direct cause. He was just insensitive. He was just being a dick. He definitely didn't help the situation. But yeah, I think you have to be really sensitive when talking about stuff like that, and these guys are not very sensitive.
We might watch this next video and maybe say something else, but there's obviously going to be differing opinions in the comment section. We realize that's our opinions. Long story short, Keemstar is Ethan said things he probably shouldn't have. He should have added context, but Keemstar is still a
Leave your opinions in the comment section down below. Are you Team Keem or are you Team Ethan?
Are you Team Keem? Oh, boy. All right. We are in 2016. I swear to God, this feels exactly like 2016.
Thanks for watching.
Leafy's going to make a Keemstar video soon.
Oh, he probably will.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Bye.